Hey everybody, thanks so much for tuning into Young Money Investments. My name is Cameron Bennion, and today we are going to be talking about a video that I had promised you from last week. In response to last week's video talking about Robinhood and why I don't see a lot of benefits for new traders or experienced traders in general, I did get a lot of comments and things like that about, well, if you don't like Robinhood, what do you like? And today we are going to get into what I like and what I think is probably one of the best brokers to start out using as a new trader, and how to actually save a lot of money in terms of paying for fees, commissions, brokerage charges, and things like that. So let's jump into this right now. Alright guys, so like I was saying, today's video is going to be focused on the topic of the platform Tradezero. This is going to be my honest opinion / review of Tradezero. With that being said, I have barely just really started to get into the platform. Today was actually my first day really diving into it, getting to play with it quite a bit and kind of seeing how everything works out. I'm going to do an update and kind of a, how are things going video later, but as I said, I promised this video earlier on from last week that I would get into this video a little bit more in depth, as a lot of you wanted to know a little bit more. So let's review a little bit of the data about Tradezero, and I can kind of explain my thoughts and preferences now that my account is live and actually funded. And this is going to be kind of my public day trading account that I'm going to be using. So let's jump into it really quick. We're going to pull up the screen here, and we are going to have this is like the Tradezero website. So once I got all my information all filled out, it probably was about a week and a half, 2-week process. Honestly and truly, part of that was because of New Year's, because of Christmas, all those holidays and things like that. But it did take a wire. I hated that I had to wire money in. I couldn't just ACH transfer it in. So I had to pay the wire fee, which was like 20, I think it was 20 bucks at my bank. Some banks are 25. I think Chase, if you go in, it's like 35, which is super stupid. Anyway, so I wired in my money. After you get your account and everything all set up, funded, ready to go, you are able to log into your platform. So once you log in, you're going to be on this screen. You're going to get to choose a couple different options. Your first option obviously is going to be the free option. It's going to cost you nothing per month. It's not going to cost you anything for your trades. But with that, you don't really get hardly anything. But I wanted to show you that because I want to kind of show you how you can get around this. But you have your options here where you have Tradezero free, and so you get the web-based browser as well as the app on the smartphone, which I really should kind of show you the app on the smartphone. It's actually pretty cool. But what you can actually do here is with Tradezero free, you're able to actually go on here and you can use different add-ons. If you want to be able to like see the level 1, for example, with some of this data, you can add that on for $9 per month. If you want to add on level 2 hotkeys, so it instantly buys or sells based off of level 2 and everything, that's going to be $25 per month. Options trading, again, $25 per month. OTC markets, which is over-the-counter markets, that's going to be $5 per month for level 1. Level 2 is going to be $15 per month. Now, the other thing that you have as an option, though, is the Zero Pro and Zero Web browsers as well. Your cost for that's going to be 50, 60 bucks, basically 60 bucks a month for that platform. If you're into the OTCs like Brad is, obviously, you're going to want to obviously buy this level 1 at least for the OTCs, if not level 2. I don't know if you'd need level 2, quite honestly, for OTCs, but it would be helpful, I think, if you're heavily involved in that. Because, like I said, this video is more geared towards you newer investors, the goal with this is to actually go with the free option. And so I have done everything free. The browser, the way I set everything up, I am paying Tradezero no money per month, and this is going to be the setup that you actually get. So when you log into your account here, you're going to have your account information, you're going to have the time, date, you're going to have, again, your account, you can log out, and it's very, very basic. There's not a whole lot to this area. I think on here I can type in Apple, and we can pull up another chart here, which gives you a little bit larger one. You also have a chart right here, which is kind of nice. You get 2 charts on here. If you want to add more charts, that is a cost thing. You do have to pay for that. So it is very basic, and you do pay for the features that you want to get. In here you have your watch list. So you can create a watch list. Here I have UGAS, DGAS, I have Apple, Alibaba, EA Sports, Activision, Tesla, Eli, Amazon. These are all companies that I have long positions in. Well, I take that back. UGAS and DGAS, I'm not long or short in either of those as of right now, but these are some of my long-term holds that I've currently gotten into. Apple is one that I just barely bought a few shares in. So with the massive 9, almost 10% drop today. One of the companies, and this is one of the things that's interesting with Tradezero, is that you are able to actually short with Tradezero. So right here you have, for example, ticker symbol KTOV. So KTOV was up a massive amount today. And this is one that actually Rhett ended up shorting today and doing very well on actually shorting it right here up mostly towards the top, and ended up just making, I want to say he made like 42K. He freaking crushed it today on KTOV. But one of the things that you would do if you want to short a company is you're going to go down here, you're going to go KTOV, and you're going to click locate. You're going to go number of shares. Let's say I want 1,000 shares. You're going to go locate. It's a hard to borrow stock, which means it's hard for a lot of brokers to find that stock. For example, brokers like TD Ameritrade, which I can pull up over here, would not have that ability to pull up KTOV. If I wanted to short this on TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim, it's not possible. They don't have the shares to find. So on your broker here with Tradezero, you actually can short it, but it's hard to borrow. What that means is they are going to charge you quite a heavy fee in order to short those shares. The cost to short that is 3 cents per every share, which to me is very expensive considering right now it's trading at $1.16. I mean, you're almost paying that's got to be like 2.7%. It's very expensive to short KTOV on here. One of the things that I found with this stock, and this is kind of my thought process, when Rhett was shorting this on Centerpoint, instead of it costing me $30 for every 1,000 shares, it was only costing him $6 per every 1,000 shares. So on Centerpoint, it was a lot cheaper. Now, granted, he has commission fees and things like that. So every buy he has, it's like $6. For every sell, it's like $6, something in that range. And so that's something that I don't really like about Tradezero so far, and just exploring the platform, is that to short some of these hard to locate companies, I found that it's even more expensive than Tradezero. With that being said, than Centerpoint. With that being said, Tradezero does not require a maximum amount of money in your account, and there is no commission fees, whereas Centerpoint is going to charge you for every buy and every sell. They are also going to require a minimum of $30,000 in your account, which a lot of people cannot afford that. And there's some other big fees and those kinds of things that Centerpoint does charge, like monthly or quarterly fees, things of that nature, if you're not trading enough. So for new traders, again, not an option, not something you'd want to really think about. So what you're going to do on here is, if you are wanting to buy or place a trade, whether it's buy short or buy long, you come up here, you enter the ticker symbol right here. Again, let's say you want to do AMZN, which is Amazon right there. You're going to show that it's $1,494 per share. We want to buy, let's say, 5 shares of that. We want a limit order. We want a price of $14.95, stop price, etc., good for the day, and you're going to click buy, or you're going to click sell. You're going to click buy, or you're going to click short. If you want to sell your shares that you have, you're going to click sell. If you want to cover your short position and buy back the shares that you've shorted, you're going to click that there. So very simple, very intuitive, very easy to follow. One of the other things up here is it's going to show you, obviously, that I've had 0 realized gains today, 0 unrealized. My P&L and everything on the day was 0. I didn't end up trading anything. Buying power is 2-to-1 during like all hours of the day. During intraday trading, you do have 4-to-1 buying power odds. So instead of being able to use just $10,000 or $20,000, I actually get to see, man, talking about the Raptor, you actually get to trade $40,000 worth of like shares and things of that nature. So that is nice, but you do need to be very careful trading on margin if you are a new trader. My recommendation, because these charts are so horrible down up there, again, you have 2 charts on here on the free platform. You have another chart down here, which is a little bit larger. Again, it's nice that it is a little bit larger, but I would not recommend trading on this platform. It just is too basic. And I did get an email stating that this year, actually in Q1, they're going to be updating this and making this a lot better to use. And so this is going to get better with time, but because it's so new, it has a lot of inadequacies, quite honestly. What I would recommend doing if I were a trader is I would download something like the Thinkorswim platform, and I would use this. I've been a very big fan of this. A lot of you are going to be paper trading on TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim platform. You're going to be very familiar with it, the chart patterns, the setups, how to use your key indicators and things of that nature. We're trading the same stock on here. So I would watch and use my trend lines and everything like that on this platform, use my VWAP, everything like that, your RSI, to then make your trade on your secondary platform. So I can move this down, trade on Tradezero, but do everything here on Thinkorswim. It's also going to give you access to level 2 data, which is absolutely free, doesn't cost you anything. And then that way you can actually do all of your research and analysis, use your 2 computer screens and do that side by side. I think that is honestly and truly going to be the very best setup for new traders, even for those that have traded for quite some time. This is going to save you money. I mean, I may one day end up trying that, their services for $60 a month and seeing how that goes. And maybe I'll go, hey, that $60 is worth it. This is my profession. But the cheap, frugal part of me goes, dang, you know what I could do with, what is that, $720 a year? That's a lot of money. And if I have free tools such as TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim, why would I not end up using that? So those are some of my thoughts. Those are some of my just opinions in terms of what I've seen so far with Tradezero. I do think, like I said, their shorts and their hard to borrow list is a little expensive. It's a little bit pricey. So I'm not in love with that. But overall, I think this is going to be a much better option than Robinhood because it teaches you how to short and long a position. Because the reality is that in this market, if you are not learning how to the short side as well as the long side, you're limiting your abilities to make money. And the goal of this is obviously education, right? But the goal is to take that education and make money. So that is my short, brief analysis of the Tradezero platform. I hope you found that enjoyable. I hope you found that interesting and informative. If you have any other questions, make sure to leave them down in the comment section. Please subscribe to the channel if you've not done that already. I'm going to be continuing to put out more and more content. The course is almost done. The course is almost done. After this video, I'm going to be filming more for the course as well that will walk you through step-by-step how to trade like myself, how to long positions, what I see, what I look for, and how to understand all these key indicators that I'm talking about. So if you've ever thought about that and want a little bit more help from myself, that's another great option. So thank you so much for tuning into Young Money Investments. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.